and most of them risk being caught in a German or other European countries' detention, which at least buys some time and seems worth taking the risk of being deported after a couple of months. These people on the move are leaving Kosovo because they do not see any hope for a better future in their country. And by doing so, they are blaming Kosovo's leaders, who seem to have lost any credibility, to ask people not to abandon their country. People do not trust their leaders anymore. They hold them responsible for bringing Kosovo to the state of hopelessness it has reached today. The exact combination of factors behind the sudden surge in emigration is not clear. What is clear is that the numbers are rising and that dissatisfaction is not about hunger or starvation, but about an immobile society with a ruling elite that is excessively exploiting public resources and thus undermining trust, that hard work enables people to live on their own, to live on their own and move forward according to their merits. Whereas society proves to be immobile, where it is impeding individual achievement and social mobility, people move themselves. They emigrate from immobile patriarchal society of Kosovo. What we learn from interviews with Kosovo citizens who make their way to Germany, they are leaving with their kids because they want their kids to achieve better education and reach a higher step on the social ladder than they have reached. They are fed up with the need of connections to get a job once they graduate, and they hate bribing the doctor if they need health care. In sum, they are leaving the country because Kosovo is an unjust country where democracy seems to be unable to change what is apparently wrong and bridge the gap between government and public expectations. Reactions of the authorities to mass emigration are helpless and unsuitable. The announcement of a write-off of debts owed to government institutions and public companies that predated 2009 has met a collective shrug. Even worse, it provides with the wrong incentives to refrain from paying tax and duties, and thus is further undermining a tax system which could be perceived as being fair. Contrary to that, a tax system with relatively high taxes is perceived as being fair, that provides the citizens with universally accessible and good quality public goods like education and healthcare. None of them can be found in Kosovo. And the remittances that are now being expected to rise from growing diaspora in Europe are probably proven as a further means to cement the current unjust and unsustainable state of Kosovo. The study that Heinrich Böll Foundation and its Kosovo partner, Pristina-based think tank Development for Democracy, are presenting today does not deal with the risk of emigrating from Kosovo, but with the risk not to tackle with the reasons that are causing emigration. And that is the fabric of an unjust and unsustainable society. And to provide the Kosovo public with quality research, good analysis and founded recommendations, this study focuses on the issue of equality between men and women and the need of inclusion of a higher portion of women into the active labor force. Inclusion of a higher portion of women into the active labor force would mean a major step forward, challenging immobile Kosovo society of patriarchy. It would help develop an open and vibrant Kosovo whose citizens prefer to stay and contribute instead of abandoning it. This new study is part of a systematic approach of looking for ways and means to overcome the current unsustainable state of Kosovo and unleash the forces for a vibrant, open and fair society. It is this kind of society which the citizens of Kosovo have to develop in order to be able to join the European Union and benefit from its freedoms. The first study, launched in May 2013, Leon already mentioned it, dealt with party patronage in the Balkans and all post-socialist countries, a well-known practice which is eroding the very foundations of democracy. In order to overcome patronage and foster social mobility, we recommended introducing a strong system of merit-based recruitment to public services. And the next study will probably deal with certain aspects of fostering quality education as a means in itself and as a means to equip the young with knowledge and concern about the impediments to developing a vibrant society which provides them with the chance of aiming higher and achieving better than their parents. Ladies and gentlemen, the results of the current study on the rate of labor inactivity among women are alarming, and the recommendations are challenging. They are questioning the entire social fabric of Kosovar patriarkati. However, the study not only threatens the dominant position men have in the current Kosovo society, it also tries to persuade men that a higher rate of women's labor participation is good for them too. And it is good for the prospect of Kosovo joining the European Union. For in midterm, Kosovo's contribution to the aging European Union could be a well-educated workforce with high labor participation rates for men and women. Last but not least, I would like to thank to Leon for this good and fruitful cooperation. Again, we are very satisfied with working with you. And then I want to thank to the authors of this study and to all who have contributed to it. I think you've done a very good job, good quality research, pioneering work, paving the way for a more sustainable Kosovo. Thank you for your attention.